All season long, your post-game show here on the UNM Sports Radio Network for Lobo basketball, presented by our good friends at the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. Winning entertainment, including simulcast racing, live music, dining, the best games, and more. That's the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. Welcome back in, my broadcast partner, Hunter Green. I am Robert Portnoy. The Lobos with a double-digit, I would say, domination of Southern Cal here tonight. They beat them 83-73. The point differential does not do it justice. The Lobos had a comfortable 20-point lead with over 4 minutes remaining in the game. The bench couldn't hold that lead, so the starters had to come in and settle things to get this one to the house. But a steady, consistent, dominating performance for New Mexico over Southern Cal team that is loaded with high major transfers all across the board. The contributors,
9 of them.
Yeah, and
grad.
And multiple grad transfers. Yeah. Here are the places from which they transferred to come to Southern Cal: Washington, Michigan, Xavier. Then you mix in a couple others like Boise State and UMass. This is a team that is full of talent, and New Mexico was the better basketball team tonight.
They were. You could see that from the start.
New Mexico Aging Services, your one-stop shop for connection, resources, and advocacy. Visit aging.nm.gov to learn more today. The Lobos shoot 52% from the field, 30 of 58, 7 of 21 at the arc. That's 33%. 27 of 55 was Southern Cal from the floor, 49%, much better in the second half than the first. 7 of 17 at the arc, 41%. Lobos 16 of 24% for SC, 12 of 18. The Trojans turned it over 16 times, the Lobos 14. Lobos got 17 points off turnovers to USC's 16, and now UNM is 6-0 in games where they score more points off turnovers than their opponent. Rebounding battle, dead heat, 32-32, but the Lobos win it on the offensive end, 11-8, and score 12 second-chance points to the Trojans' 9. Bench points, 15-13 Lobos. Paint points, 40-38. New Mexico. 12-8 advantage in fast break points. Lobos blocked 5 shots. USC didn't block a single one. Trojans had 11 steals to the Lobos 8. How about UNM assisting 17 times on 30 floor makes? Trojans 13 times on 27. You love that.
Oh, yeah.
Better than 50% ratio on assists to field goals. That coach said it way back in the summer, that this team moved the ball better, that they passed crisply, that there was more pace in the half court, and certainly a change in personnel helps that, but also a change in personality of a team can happen, and this team definitely is prone to making the extra pass.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too many guys on this team that really can create opportunities for themselves off the dribble, so they have to do it with the pass, right? And that's a good thing, and that's fun basketball. And so other than Dent, I mean, Dent can really do it off the dribble himself, and sometimes Washington. And I thought he did a better job, not just knocking down threes, but Washington off the dribble, finishing at the rim, missing those gimmies at the rim. He was able to finish, and I'm not sure, Coach kind of talked about that yesterday in postgame, if that was something he was more conscious of today, is finishing at the rim. But yeah, no, moving the ball, it's beautiful. It's fun to watch.
A stat that we don't talk about a lot, but certainly a telling stat tonight. The Lobos held the lead for 36 minutes. You talk about a dominating performance. What indicates that better than playing from in front pretty much the entire night? Yeah. That's what the Lobos did here tonight against Southern Cal.
Yeah, they did, and I think fatigue really set in the latter part of the second half. I mean, they finished the game, in the last 2.5 minutes or so, 2:38, without a field goal. New Mexico did. I mean, they were really just scoring at the free throw line, but a lot of that's fatigue. Back-to-back game, that was a test right there. Being able to play back-to-back games and having legs to do it and finish. We'll talk to Coach about that here, what his thoughts are and how he thought his team did playing back-to-back.
Combine that, playing back-to-back, with the fact that you didn't start till 9 p.m. local time, Pacific time, makes it even tougher. This was a lot of factors, right, that the Lobos had to overcome tonight, and they were able to overcome them all and do it extremely well. We're post-game here in Acrisure Arena in Palm Desert, California. New Mexico is a winner over Arizona State by a final score of 83-73, and it's our privilege to welcome in the Lobo head men's basketball coach, Richard Pitino, here post-game. Coach Pitino, congratulations. What a great win for your team as the Lobos take down Southern Cal. You have 2 Power 5 victories this season. You have 2 Big Ten wins. And, we talked about it. Your team led for all but 4 minutes of this game. A really dominant performance. Maybe the score doesn't show just how much your team controlled this game.
Yeah, I tried to get the bench some minutes, obviously a little bit too early. We were up 20. They cut it to 9, I believe. But, we handled our business for sure. I thought we were terrific in the second half. We were pretty composed and poised the whole game. I was concerned with an emotional loss like yesterday of just bouncing back with energy, and I thought we definitely had it.
Coach, talk about that back-to-back. Playing as a former player, it's tough. This was the first test. Felt like the team kind of got fatigued in the latter part of the second half, and then you went to the bench, and there was a little drop-off there in terms of scoring the basketball, but talk a little bit about the fatigue.
Yeah, we got to develop our bench, right? It's not going to work just playing 6-7 guys. So you got to get 'em minutes like this when you've built the lead. But obviously it wasn't very good. We were up 20 with the 5:30 mark, and then 2 minutes later it's a 9-point game. Now, a little bit of it was they went really, really small and just spread the court out and just tried to shoot threes and whatever. But, yeah, I think Phillip was really good off the bench. I think Braden was really good off the bench. Atiki gave us very, very good minutes. I don't think you can understate 2 Big Ten wins in the non-conference. Although disappointed that we lost to Arizona State, I love the fact that we're, not in an arrogant way, but that we're expecting to beat teams like that. It just kind of shows you how far we've come. And, we want to keep those expectations high.
I thought the tone was set early tonight when the 2 guys who had off nights yesterday both stepped up right out of the gate. Great contributions at the start of the game from True Washington and Nelly Jr. Joseph.
Yeah, they were really good. True shot the ball well, scored it well. They were really playing in the gaps on Donovan and just trying to make him pass the ball. And, to Donovan's credit, obviously he had 11 assists. And a lot of that was just guys being shot ready and ready to go. Nelly was back to demanding the ball down low and doing some things. Just got to get him to rebound the ball a little bit better. But I thought Atiki came in there and played with phenomenal energy as well.
I thought Dent needed to rebound better. He needed 4 rebounds to get a triple-double.
I know. And he gave up 1 towards the end. That was a crucial one.
But he almost
that is for sure a career high with him from rebounding because he's not a big rebounding guard. So that part of it was great. He was, it was a different type of game for him. They were going under every ball screen. They were in the gaps, and I thought he played a really good kind of floor general game.
We saw it over 2 days. There were majority Cherry and Silver fans in the stands, as always seems to be the case in events like this. The Lobo faithful travel so well. There was a highlight reel moment in the second half. You have used Braden Appelhans more than you've used him in his 3 years as a Lobo. You mentioned how good the bench has been, but the fans erupted. We heard them up here. Your bench erupted. Everybody who was watching, he had that highlight reel dunk. He knocked down trays. This was a terrific effort for Braden, and he really is becoming a key bench piece for you, isn't he?
Yeah, it's cool to see. I think I was asked about it the other day where, everybody talks, okay, if you're not playing, transfer, leave. And sometimes I understand it, and sometimes it does work. But for Braden, I love the fact that he put his name in the portal for like 20 minutes. It was like, no, you guys are my family. This is where I love to be. And, nobody promised him anything. He just comes in and works. He's got a very consistent way of going about things. So really cool to see him kind of emerging as a key piece off the bench.
Coach, a terrific trip to SoCal. Thanksgiving brings another Big Ten and Power 5 win. And, you'd love to have your 3rd consecutive MTE trophy, but you feel like as you've been able to get this program to the point where the competition ramps up in these MTEs. This is exactly what you came here for?
Yeah, and the hope we want to be, with all respect, the San Diego States of the world, the Daytons of the world, where, certainly I understand if you don't want to call us a high major, but we have high major fans. I mean, that is for sure. And I know that we can catch up in the other things as long as everybody sees how important this program is. And whether it's through NIL, resources, all those things, we know, and I think Fernando knows, the work ahead of us to catch up to our fans. I think that's my goal more than anything, is to be one of those premier kind of basketball situations, because everywhere we go, I mean, there's state flags, they bring it, and it matters, and it means a lot to our team. So I really appreciate it.
Well, Coach, early on, you beat UCLA and USC in the same year.
Yeah,
it's
this
only
doesn't
been
happen.
done.
Yeah. So the stat is since 2000, Coach, so we're 2024. The Lobos are the 27th team in that run of nearly 25 years to play both those schools in non-conference in the same regular season. Only 7 have swept them. It's hard to do.
Yeah, and we came in here thinking we need to beef it up. As for sure, the MTEs. The guy asked me would I come back as I was walking off the court. I said, not if you're going to play us at 9 o'clock every night. I'm not coming back. And he said, we'll work on that. He said, we can get around that. So I thought it was a great event. I think they're trying to build a really good, especially for the West. Palm Springs is beautiful. The resort that we stayed in was amazing. This arena is great. And most importantly, we got another Big Ten win.
Yeah.
Quickly, let me ask you one more before we wrap up, because you mentioned Fernando Lobo, the new athletic director, and we focused on basketball this Thanksgiving week, but it is a new era with a new AD. Have you had a chance to talk to Fernando much yet, and what do you think?
I've spoken to him a couple times. He, towards the end of the process, we connected a couple times. I've heard amazing things. We have a lot of mutual acquaintances in the business who speak so highly of his character, his work ethic. I think we all know what Lobo Athletics needs, whether it's from the state, the community. We know the impact that all the sports have on the community. I know from a basketball perspective, Hunter knows obviously, and you've done it long enough, where when the pit is rocking and when the team is good, it helps everything. And that's my goal. Certainly I want to win, but Albuquerque is a place that's near and dear to me, and I want to do everything in my control to help that and help Fernando really move this whole department forward, because I think we were all disappointed when the whole realignment thing happened, and we're sitting here going, we've got some of the best fans in all of sports, and why wouldn't we be attractive? Where I know if we band together, whenever that cycle swings again, because it will, we'll be right there.
Next week on Wednesday night, first conference game. Congratulations on a great win tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate
it. Good job,
Coach.
Thanks.
Lobo head coach Richard Pitino post-game. We've got one of the stars of the game for the New Mexico Lobos tonight, who's going to join us here live post-game in Acrisure Arena in Palm Desert, the man of the hour. Now, he wasn't the game-high scorer. He didn't have the most assists, but he had the moment for sure. The New Mexico Lobos defeat Southern Cal 83-73, and Pitino and Appelhans is with us, and take us through that transition two-hand posterization, BA. That was so cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about just staying on the three-point line, but when I saw Donnie looking for the bounce pass, I'm like, I'm just going to go for it.
And you cleared it. I remember the days when you would barely get it over the front of the lip of the rim, and you cleared it,
yeah,
with authority.
Yeah.
That felt good, huh?
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
for sure.
I bet that's a testament to some work with Matt Flores, right?
Mm-hmm. Big shout out to him. He's the one that really got my body right these past few years, for sure.
Them legs, man. Look at them.
Big time.
Bulging.
Your mind's right, too. Tell us about that. That's a big deal.
No, yeah, just compare myself to last year. I'm just a totally different person. More relaxed, confident, just more happy day in and day out. I feel great.
Coach Pitino mentioned it. We just talked to him a second ago, and he talked about you as we asked about you, and he said, his name was in the portal for maybe 20 minutes, and then he decided that this is his family, and he wanted to stay. Take us through that process.
No, yeah, put my name in the portal. I was looking for something closer to home, but I kind of slept on it overnight, and there was no place like this, so I decided to come back.
Give us a little snapshot of the journey from being in Uncle Mo's room as a freshman, and now here you are, and you're playing every game, and you're contributing around, 10 minutes, and some huge moments for the Lobos off the bench. It's so cool for you.
Yeah, from my freshman year to having my hand broken.
The thumb?
Yeah, redshirted my freshman year, and then what I went through last year, and then now I'm playing every game. I couldn't be more grateful.
It's just great to see. And what about that moment when Donnie comes over to you at the foul line before you shoot the free throw after the dunk? Share that with us.
I almost got teed, so he was telling the ref that he's got me. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, there was.
So Donnie comes over. Go ahead. Yeah.
So he was trying to calm me down, get me away from the ref, because I was saying stuff I wasn't supposed to.
You were lit up.
Yeah.
What I really like is your relationship with Donnie Dent.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Dent. I mean, he's looking for you, and he knows you know how to stroke that ball. And talk about that, how comfortable you are receiving his passes. And you guys kind of almost, read each other on the court better than any other.
Mm-hmm. No, that's like my best friend. We came in together, and he was my roommate for 2 years. So he's like my best friend. We do everything together. And so I kind of just know when he's looking for someone, so I just try and get his line of sight, and I know he'll hit me.
The last thing, I'm going to follow up on that line of sight thing, because he picks up a line of sight without even looking at you. And
yeah.
One of the threes that you hit, he threw a skip pass where I watched him. He never put his eyes on you, but you somehow knew the ball was coming to you. Is that just from playing with him so much?
Yeah, pretty much. I just know when he's looking for a shooter, so I just really try and get open and be ready to shoot it.
Is it three-peat for KC?
For sure, 100%.
They barely got past those Raiders today.
No doubt.
I don't know.
No, we just keep it close to the end and we win.
Okay.
And then once we get to the Super Bowl, we win it. We'll be all right.
Congrats on a great night.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
Pitino and Appelhans postgame. That's cool. We got to take a quick break, and then we're done when we come back. Lobos win at 83-73 over Southern Cal on UNM Sports Radio Network. Back for a final time on the Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino postgame show, winning entertainment, including simulcast racing and live music, downing the best games and more. The Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino. Lobo basketball is home Wednesday, December 4th, this week, coming up to open conference play with an evening affair in the pit against San Jose State. 7 o'clock tip, airtime 6:30. Be with us for that. You won't want to miss it, the Lobos and the Spartans. But you have to tune into the UNM Sports Radio Network tomorrow. We're in Honolulu, and the Lobos at 9 p.m. Mountain kickoff against Hawaii with a chance to get bowl eligible for the first time in 8 years. Airtime 8 p.m. Mountain Time across the UNM Sports Radio Network. Hunter, really comprehensive effort against the Trojans here tonight. Your final thoughts? This was a great win.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot that they had to overcome. The time, right, the back-to-back. And so they were able to do that and pick up a win against, like you say, a P5 school. It doesn't get better.
Does not get better, and the Lobos improved to 6-2. They dropped Southern Cal to 5-3. How about a double-double for Dent? 17 and 11 points and assists. 20 points for True Washington. He was magnificent. 4 dimes, 4 boards. Double figures for Nelly Jr. Joseph. 15 points, 6 caroms. 10 points for Amsiel after career best 28 yesterday in the loss against ASU. And Braden Appelhans off the bench, buries 2 trays, scores 9, and dunks on somebody's head. That was just so much fun.
It was. I mean, what's fun when we talk about this, to see a kid like the growth. I mean, that's the fun. That's what I really enjoy about doing this radio and watching these young guys come in, and the growth and the maturity and how they improve. It's just fun to watch.
Amen, partner. Perfectly put. Carlos Tenorio, our producer and engineer, all Thanksgiving week. Great job, Carlos. My broadcast partner, Lobo all-timer Hunter Green. I'm Robert Portnoy. That's it.
Thanks,
we'll talk to you Wednesday,
Go get us
Hunter.
a W in Hawaii.
We'll do our best to bring home win number 6. Final score for the final time from Acrisure and Palm Desert. Lobos 83, Southern Cal 73. This has been Lobo Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network.